Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hi everyone, before we start our lesson today, let's say basmalah together. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. On the previous meeting, we have learned about a plant. We have discussed about the structure and the function of plant. We also talk about the function of root, stem, and leaf. Today, we are going to talk about the same topic, about the plant. But today, we are going to learn about food chain. What is the relationship between plant and food chain? Let's continue this video. Every place on the earth you go, living things are connected to each other, from the tiniest of organisms to the largest of creatures. All living things need energy to survive. So, where does that energy come from? Matter and energy pass from one organism to another, connecting living things like links in a chain you can call a food chain. It's a way to talk about the relationships between organisms and show how matter and energy flow between living things. All the energy in Earth's food chains come from the sun. The sun energy reacts the Earth as light and heat, and plants capture some of it and cover it into the photosynthesis. Because of plants make their own food from the sun's energy, they are called producers. Every food chain must begin with a producers. Because the animals cannot create their own food, so the animals are called consumers. Okay students, let's take a look at a longer food chain that also begins with grass. The primary consumer, a grasshopper. The grasshopper eats the grass and then gets eaten by a secondary customer, a bluebird. Then the bluebird gets eaten by a tertiary or third level, a snake. The snake is eaten in turn by an owl. The owl is apex predator. Apex predators are not hunted and eaten by animals or called the top of the food chain. When an animal dies, their body is broken down by decomposers. Decomposers are usually bacteria and fungi that break down dead plants and animals into nutrients in the soil. Its turn helps the plant at the beginning of the food chain to grow. It's the circle of life. A food web is a network of interconnected food chains. The arrows are used to show which direction the energy flows and help keep track of the connections between organisms. Okay everyone, after you see this video, know that you understand a little bit more about food chain. You can find the connections between living things around you. From the video, we can conclude that first, a food chain is a pathway that represents the exchange of energy from one organism to another. Second, every food chain begins with a plant. Third, energy is passed from one organism to another along food chain. Well, a food chain is a single pathway of energy transfer. student. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.